Maybe you have never had a conversation about this topic, and it's quite common because almost nobody speaks about it. It's a procedure that is done in a big part of the population worldwide today. Circumcision is a practice that has been done for centuries. It usually comes from the Judeo-Christian tradition, and it has many implications on a religious level. But more is talked about in a medical way, and there's many beliefs around it. Circumcision is a practice where the end of the skin that covers the male is removed surgically. Most of the times, at least when it's done in a religious environment, it is done without anesthesia. In some other environments, especially in the hospitals, it is used anesthesia. It's done at a different age, especially, for example, in the Judaic religion, it is done at 8 days after birth. In the Arab or Muslim religion, it is done usually around 8 years old. There's other practices, and most of the times in the hospitals, it is done even as a natural protocol. They just ask the parents if you want to do it or not, and it's just done as a medical protocol, and it's done short time after birth. There are many beliefs that have to do with the religion. For example, if a man is not circumcised, he cannot be Jewish, but that doesn't apply anymore today because there are many, many men today. For example, in Holland and Sweden, most of the Jewish men are not circumcised and still are Jewish and are considered Jews. So these beliefs do not apply. Then there are beliefs around hygiene, and that's where the doctors hold on to keep having this practice. But today we don't have a single medical study that proves that being circumcised is more hygienic and that it would prevent infectious diseases. As a matter of fact, there are many more possible complications, medical complications, by the circumcision itself. Some of the complications can be excessive bleeding, phimosis, whereas the skin gets attached in not appropriate way to the of the. There can be infections, or even in some extreme cases, there can be death. Most of these things are never talked about, but it is actual facts that happen in this procedure. There are other beliefs about aesthetics, that some women prefer circumcised men or non-circumcised men, but this is completely a personal issue that we cannot generalize. The facts are that, first of all, to belong to a religion, it is not a requisite to have circumcision. Number two, hygienically, there's no study that proves that it's more hygienic to have a circumcision. And number three, sensitivity, virility, masculinity. There's absolutely no proof that circumcision gives more of these to a man. On the contrary, it is known and proved scientifically that the that is taken off during circumcision is the part that has most nerve endings in the of a man. And when this is taken off, the man loses a lot of sensitivity in that area. The purpose of the is to protect the of the male and to give sensitivity. These are the two main purposes of the. There's not only the physical consequences and the possible risks, but there's also the emotional, energetical, psychological, and spiritual consequences of this. The way circumcision is practiced, at least in the religious environment, is not the most sensitive one because there's no anesthesia used, and the way it's done is that the baby is placed on a table, it's immobilized, the arms and legs are immobilized, and is exposed in the most vulnerable position possible, which is already frightening for a baby. And then the procedure is done with no anesthesia, which is quite, I would not say quite, it's extremely painful for any human being. The belief that a baby does not feel pain is a complete fallacy, is a belief. Any adult that has been present while a circumcision is done on a baby, they are witnesses to the pain that this baby experiences. So this creates a trauma in the baby that is not only physical, but is emotionally. And in my personal experience, it affects the life of a man throughout their whole life. Unless they do certain kind of work or receive support to bring some kind of healing to these experiences. It can create distortions in the way men relate to women, in the way sexuality is for a man, in how much sensitivity there is there during the intercourse. It can have possible effects in trust towards men, towards women, in love and care for our own body. Nevertheless, if you have gone through a circumcision, or one of your children, or anybody you know, there are many things that can be done later on in life, to bring healing to this, to bring sensitivity back in relationship to another one, in sexual intercourse, and many other levels. If you've gone through a circumcision and you want some support to bring some kind of healing in a physical, mental, or emotional level, or you want to know more about it, in the comments below I'm gonna leave some links and resources so you can get more information medically and other ways that you can receive support to bring healing to this matter. I'm doing this video not to criticize, judge, or change anybody. I'm doing this video in order just to bring some light into the subject, to bring openness, to talk about it, and to bring awareness to this subject that almost nobody speaks about. You are responsible for any decision you take for your body or for the bodies of your children. So it's great to be informed so you can take more conscious decisions, more empowered for whatever you choose to do with your life. Remember, your body is perfect as it is. We are born exactly as we're supposed to be. Love your body, take care of your body, educate yourself. And if you want any support, feel free to watch any of my videos or contact me personally. Remember, your body knows. I'm Dr. Nirdosh Kora. Have a beautiful day.